Joining us now is Colonel in the Reserves, Dr. Jacques Neriah, the former deputy head of assessment in Israeli military intelligence and former foreign policy advisor to Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Nearly 4 decades after Ron Arad disappeared, why does this case still resurface at moments like this? And how significant do you think, the reported disappearance of Ahmed Shukr really is? I know that you are particularly close to this story.
Well, you're right. I'm very close to the story because I was among the team that brought almost a deal to release Ron Arad. And we conducted negotiations with Amal in London in 1987, 88. And this was the time where Amal was fighting against Hezbollah, and they asked for our assistance. And we supplied them with ammunition, with weapons, and then we released some of the prisoners in the Al Khiyam prison. And finally, they asked for $3 million to wrap the deal. And we brought that to the Minister of Defense at the time, Yitzhak Rabin. And Yitzhak Rabin said very openly, "I will not pay $1 to release an officer in the Israeli army." And since then, there were lots of the people, the charlatans, who came and told us stories about Ron Arad. And the story is that Ron Arad, for us, disappeared in May 1988 after the attack on Maydoun. This is the area where the Ahmed Shukr was killed. He was under the command of Mustafa Dirani, who was at the time the one who had taken Ron Arad in captivity. So since May in 1988, we haven't heard anything about Ron Arad. All sorts of information came around from all sorts of people, but nothing, came close to what we did at the time. We were the ones who brought the first letter of Ron Arad. I was the one who brought the first pictures, the pictures that you just screened on a moment ago. This was the picture I got in London and brought back to Israel. And it's a pity because, we feel that it was a missed opportunity, and something that is missed. And we in Israel are very much close and care for the fact that we have to bring back all our soldiers. And even if they're dead, we have to bury them in our own soil. I did the same, by the way, with the soldier, one of the soldiers that was where his burial place was unknown in the Sultan Yaqub 1982, and I brought the doggy tag from Arafat. It took 40 years, but finally, with the help, the assistance of the Russians, the remains of Baumel were brought to Israel. And this is very important. This is part of our tradition, part of our customs. And I think that if there's something that we can do and we can get to the point where we can find the place where the Ron Arad has been buried, because it's quite clear that he's not alive today, then I think that this would be a big accomplishment for the state of Israel. We've been looking for the disappeared bodies, since 1973 in the Yom Kippur War, and we found them time and again. And I think that there's always hope, and certainly if the information that if this is correct, that this man has any connection with the Ron Arad case, I think it is essential to interrogate him and to get to the story. If yes or no, he has something to tell us about the whereabouts where Ron Arad has been buried.
From an intelligence perspective, what does it suggest when regional media point to a quiet intelligence operation, but official channels still remain silent about this?
Well, the story is very much like a Hollywood scenario. It's like Mission Impossible. You have two Swedish nationals. One of them has Lebanese roots, and they just come to Lebanon. And it is clear that this was a pre-arranged meeting with Ahmed Shukr, because you don't go. They knew that he was a real estate entrepreneur and Maydoun. So they just ask him to meet them in Zahle in order to see a property. So and he otherwise he wouldn't have moved to Zahle. And there, I mean, they meet him, and then what happens is very simple. They just abduct him, and if it's by drugging him or whatever, I mean, the fact is that he's disappeared, and it's only a week after his disappearance that somebody wakes up and say, okay, what happened to that? And they realize that the one of the Swedes has already left Lebanon, and the second is still in Lebanon according to their records. And of course, I mean, certainly, if he's there, he's not there anymore. What is interesting is the fact that this family, Shukr, has a very special record, and it represents what the Shiite community is today. You have Ahmed Shukr was member of the Internal Security Forces as a captain. Now he's a retired captain. So this is one thing. He is with the establishment. And then you have his brother Hassan.
Right.
He is fighting with Hezbollah. Then you have his cousin, Fuad Shukr. He is the chief of staff of Hezbollah. And then you have Abbas, Abbas Shukr. He is a member of Amal, and he runs the mayorship of Nabishit. So this is exactly what we are saying about the Lebanese army. The Lebanese army, where 50% at least of them are Shiites, all connected with
Right.
their parents, members, and you don't expect the Lebanese army to act against Shiite villages, against Shiite Hezbollah. So this is, I mean, the reality of Lebanon. And exactly that, this is what the family, or Shukr family represents, exactly what we think about the Lebanese army.
All right. Well, I think we're all waiting to see if there's going to be any new intelligence revealed in the coming days, months, whatever amount of time it may take. But obviously, this is a very sad story of a man who was captured and unfortunately not returned home before he was killed. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.